So your evidence sheet is ready and you have uploaded in the all the test cases and you are closing and you are saying the table is passed in the test management tool. So next, the next task would be in that particular day you have completed the testing and your day is done. And in the evening again before you would be updating, there would be some status update meeting internally as you are having like work allocation in the morning. In the similar way, around 5 if your scrum call is there at evening some 6, just half an hour before your lead will connect with you. As the morning he send the task, like the lead will connect with you and he will ask the status. So what is the status of the task he would take from you? If any problem is there or you are raising any defects or it is a smooth run and pass, so you will update the status to him. Accordingly he will as the morning status task mail you have sent, right? So he will update the status in that mail only and he will send across the manager in loop and all to the developers as well, like, and to the scrum master also. So he would be knowing like what is the status of the task like you have completed on that day. And he will update his track, the scrum master will update his tracker accordingly as he would be planning the work for all the resources. So after your status call in the evening, then you would be having a scrum call with the as the morning it has sent, right? In the similar way, evening also there would be a scrum call. But in some projects, only one scrum call would be there. That too in the evening. So in that only like what is the status of the task they will discuss, and morning assignment and all they won't discuss. That again depends upon project to project. So, but in the project like what I have kept for you in the resume. So this is the process. So the meetings are done and the day is closed. This is how like the day starts and what are the activities that would be doing for the work assigned to you, and how would you be closing your task, and what are the different things that you would be preparing in the evidence document, and how you would be closing your task and how the day is closed. This is how the process that would be there in a generally in the project. So any doubts on this workflow in the project, and how the task comes to you and how you close the task?
No, sir. Yeah, it's a.
Okay.
Mm.
And then next, what are the main thing that you need to follow? What are the best practices that you need to follow while doing ETL testing? General best practices that you need to keep in mind is data is transformed correctly or not. These are the basic
Okay.
best practices that you need to check. And
Okay.
whether is there any data loss or any truncation of the data, which is that is being loaded into the target or data. Truncated in the sense like the table is getting as actually the data should be added, but what the code was doing was deleting the old data and adding only the new data. So that we call as a truncate. Or any data loss is happening, or some rows of the data are vanishing, and like similar things. Data loss means, and also like the data type, if it is wrong, then only some characters would be populated, and the total thing wouldn't be populated in your column. So these all comes under data loss and data truncation, everything. So first thing is you need to just check is data transformed correctly and there is no data loss, that you would be checking. And the whether the ETL application, what is used, what is being used for the project, that is correctly running the job, and if it is any invalid data that it is reporting. Like the third thing, you would be checking on the ETL tool. And also you would be you would be checking like whether the data is correctly loaded in the data warehouse within correct time frame or not. Time frame in the sense like you would be getting the file and all, right? So whether if you run the weekly file, it is correctly loading as per that or not in the target, you would be checking before passing the test. And then you will just check like whether uh, all functionality has been covered while creating the test cases. So that that practice also you need to check. And you will be creating for the target expectations, like what are the basic thing, what are the basic tests that would be created. Like if any unit tests are also required, you will be creating that also for doing a particular enhancements I said, right? So those are comes under for that particular unit, you are creating the unit test case as per the target expectation. So these are the different things that you need to keep as best practices when you start your testing. So what are the different things? You can just repeat whatever I have said.
Okay, first we have to do complete data is transfer or not. We have to first
Mhm.
check.
You will be checking it. Okay.
Mm,
And regarding the
yes,
transformation, you will check whether that is correctly done or not.
correctly done. Yes, yes.
And whether is there any data loss or, and these are the different main point that you need to keep in mind. That's what I wanted to say.
Okay.
So whether the data is getting truncated or correctly there was and or the correctly the data was moving, and the ETL application what you are using that was running correctly or not, and as per the expected time frame the data is getting loaded into the target or not, and creating the test cases like whether it is covering the uh, overall requirement of that application or not. All that functionality should be covered while creating the test case, so that you would be check and to meet the target expression. If any some functionality is there, like creating a unit cases, test cases for that to check the functionality and all. So these all things you need to minimum basically as a best practice you need to do this.
Surya,
Yes.
Surya, it's already 8:05, so
Yeah,
we'll
yeah, yeah.
continue this tomorrow.
No,
Okay.
no, no, completed. Only these things I wanted to tell. It is
Okay,
complete. I was
okay.
just asking you, like, if anything you have doubts. So whatever I wanted to tell, I completed it.
Okay, okay.
So if you are okay with it, and if you are having any doubts, we will discuss tomorrow, and then we will move on to next Informatica. If you are not
Okay.
having any doubts in SQL, you are having any doubts, or you are not having, like nothing is there, right? You
After
have gone through all
SQL,
things.
it was good, but after that, this ETL process,
Mhm.
so I'm not clear.
So which
Um,
topics you are not clear? If you say, like, we will repeat again.
okay. Regarding this workflow and where we have to create a notebooks, like the workflow is there, na? So I'm not clear in that. But
Okay, you just
once
just
again,
go
I
through.
repeat
You
the.
just go through
Oh,
all the
yes,
things,
yes,
and whatever
yes.
you are getting doubt, we will just again have a full clarity on it, and we will just see. like
Okay.
to which best, like to understand, to get understanding, we will do that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Bye, sir.